I hear people talk about hygiene factors, but what do they mean by that? You often hear people talk about hygiene and motivator factors. They don't always know what the real difference is or how to use them. The ideas came from Frederick Hertzberg, and this time we're going to look at what they are and why they matter. Okay, number one, hygiene factors. When people talk about hygiene factors, we're talking about things that don't necessarily motivate us, but their absence will demotivate us. Consequently, people don't work harder when you meet their hygiene needs. What they do is work less hard when they're missing. So, what are hygiene factors and what are we talking about? Look, the list here typically includes things like company policies, relationship with supervisor, status and security. What surprises most people is that salary or wages are also on this list. What this tells us is people see these things as a basic requirement for working. Let's use the example of the temperature at the work. If you're too cold, you're not going to work. But if you have a nice temperature, you're not necessarily going to work harder. That means temperature and things like working conditions are hygiene factors. Okay, motivators. The opposite of a hygiene factor is a motivator, or something that will actually make us work harder. However, their absence doesn't necessarily demotivate us. Hertzberg here identified a list of things that would motivate people, and they include achievement, advancement, and development. Clearly, these things represent a far more deeper and meaningful fulfillment than the hygiene factors. They're also connected to the needs that would be closer to the top of Maslow's hierarchy. When it comes to money, well, it's fair to say that salary may not be a motivator. Don't think that things like bonus plans can't be. This is particularly true for salespeople. So why does this matter? It should be pretty clear that you have to manage with both hygiene and motivator factors. Firstly, people need to feel comfortable at work and content to come to work. That means the teams need to watch how they manage their hygiene factors, or they'll get the gripe. If people are griping at work, then you've got your hygiene factors out of step. However, what you really want the team to be is content and make them work happier. Happier people gets more work, increases productivity. Achieving this means you have to recognize their achievement and ensure they're getting some advancement. In episode 39, we talked about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You can think of the bottom two layers, the physiological and safety, as hygiene factors, and the top three layers, belonging, esteem, and self-actualization, as the motivating factors. You might think that people should be motivated just because you pay them, but the truth is motivation is more than that.